Absolutely incredible.
Bonjour à tous. That's g'day everyone in French, in case you were wondering. Today, I'm going to be talking about a topic that we get asked questions about all the time. It's also the topic of a requested video. You guys are driving around the world. Have you ever encountered any dangerous or scary situations on your journey? Of all the things that have gone wrong, what could possibly be singled out as the scariest? It's probably not what you're expecting. I could say that driving across a frozen river in remote eastern Mongolia in minus 20 degrees Celsius, then having that ice break and our car fall through, leaving us stranded, could be up there. Maybe driving through the Tian Shan Mountains in Kyrgyzstan above 3,000 meters during a blizzard, when all of a sudden our axle snaps in half, could be one of the more tense moments. A few years ago, we were arrested in Azerbaijan on suspicion of being Armenian spies. We spent a day under interrogation by a military police chief. Pretty sure that one would be a nightmare of a day for most people. In Portugal in 2017, a speeding truck lost control on a blind corner, hitting us head on and destroying our truck. Thankfully, nobody was seriously injured, but a horrible situation all the same. Although, of course, these moments were extremely terrible and highly stressful situations, there's another that I'll be talking about today. We're going to take you back 4 years to an incident we experienced in the Todra Gorge, Morocco. You may or may not know that we are rock climbers. I think it goes without saying that rock climbing involves a certain level of risk to participate in this hobby. Over the 12 years that we've been climbing, we've encountered countless close calls and near misses. There are 2 in particular that stand out as being the scariest moments we have ever encountered. One of these was in the mountains of the French island Corsica 7 years ago. A story that involves being lost on the side of a 500-meter cliff face in the middle of a thunderstorm, then ending up stranded on a half-melted glacier with no shoes. But that is a story for another day. Today, like I mentioned, we're heading deep into the beautiful Todra Gorge of Morocco. This particular climbing adventure started out no differently to any other and ended with flash flooding and severe lightning storms. We were up early as always. The weather forecast predicted perfect climbing conditions all day. The route we had chosen on this particular day was a 150-meter multi-pitch climb. The rock climb itself was completed without incident, although nearing the end of the climb, we started to hear the thunderclaps. Looking behind us revealed black clouds and lightning flashes, rapidly filling the only 10 minutes earlier beautiful blue clear sky. In a situation like this, it is very important to try to stay calm. Thankfully, we were nearing the end of the climb and we would summit before the storm hit. Experiencing a storm on the side of a cliff face or in the mountains wasn't anything new to us. What made this day particularly scary was the high frequency and extremely close proximity of the lightning strikes, along with the sheer volume of water that was dumped. We summited the climb as the storm hit, leaving us very exposed on a large plateau. Not a great place to be with climbing harnesses covered in metallic equipment. Some of the lightning was striking so close that the thunderclaps were instantaneous and the flashes blinding. We made the decision to move rapidly to the descent trail and thankfully found a small boulder in which we could take partial cover. Cold and soaking wet with lightning striking all around us, we were too afraid to move. During this period, the rain intensified, turning the ground muddy and the descent trail into a river in a very short period of time. With this amount of water came the risk of flash flooding and avalanche. We knew we had to keep moving. As the lightning slowly faded, the rain only got heavier. The decision was made to continue the descent, which would take us deeper into the steep-sided canyon. The amount of water flooding into the canyon by this stage was mind-blowing.
That is incredible.
We could actually taste the mud in the air from the spray coming off the water.
Look at that, the spray. coming off just smells like mud. Actually, I'm getting mud in my eyes.
We had never experienced a flash flood like this before. Of course, we were super nervous and very aware of the danger this situation presented. That, on top of the fact we were still unsure if we were on the right trail to take us back to the road. We moved rapidly without running to reduce the risk of falling and injury. In situations like this, when your adrenaline levels are going through the roof, things can sometimes seem a bit surreal. We knew very quickly things could take a turn for the worst and we should get to safety as soon as possible. On the other hand, I felt the need to just stop on occasion and really take in my surroundings. The raw, awesome power of Mother Nature on this day will be something that will stay with me forever.
I've never ever seen anything like this in my life. This is really something special.
When you spend as much time in the mountains as what we do, you certainly develop a deep, healthy respect for these wild locations. Moments like this remind us that although beautiful and peaceful at times, these places can also turn on you in an instant. Wet, cold, muddy, and absolutely buzzing, we made it safely down from the mountain to a waiting bear. Other than a washed out, closed road that was holding a lot of cars back, but not the Defender, we made it back to a flooded campsite, a hot cuppa, and warm clothes. To put this wild adventure in perspective for you, we went from completely clear blue skies to what you saw in that video clip just now in under an hour. Maybe you're wondering why this situation in particular would stand out as the most dangerous we've ever encountered. The accident in Portugal was life-threatening, yes, but it happened so fast. There was never really any time to think about what could have happened. The day we were arrested in Azerbaijan, the authorities treated us respectfully and we never once felt in danger or threatened. We knew we'd done nothing wrong and these guys were just doing their job. The frozen river crossing adventure was bloody cold and scary, but never life-threatening. At worst, we could have ended up with a Defender encased in ice and some mild hypothermia come morning. The snapped axle could have been much worse if we were driving faster or if it had happened on a corner, but it didn't, so it was just another adventure. The episode in Morocco, however, was something that we watched approach over a period of time. We knew what was coming, with plenty of time for the nervousness to build and the imagination to run wild. We were in unfamiliar territory, facing down the raw, unpredictable power of Mother Nature, knowing full well that things could go very bad at any moment and there was absolutely nothing we could do about it. Maybe you remembered this story or maybe it's new to you. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this little recap on what I do consider to be one of the most scary and dangerous situations we have ever been exposed to. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe to the videos if you enjoy them and we'll catch you next time.